Good evening, I'm Kyle Clark.
And I'm Kim Christensen. More than 100 people gathered in Rhino tonight to remember a bar employee who was shot and killed last week.
9 News reporter Kelly Rinke joins us from outside Federalis, where that gathering just wrapped up.
Hey there, guys. Todd Kidd was working at Federalis right behind me on Wednesday night when that shooting happened. A friend of his tells me that a memorial outside the bar is near the spot where police say a 14-year-old shot him. The impact that he made during his life was so clear tonight based on how many people showed up to honor him. Even old teammates from his time as a hockey player at DU in the 1990s were here. Friends described Todd as kind, someone who always had a smile and a word of encouragement. For someone who knew Todd for more than a decade, tonight was a moment to grieve and to celebrate a life well lived.
I'm seeing so much celebration of a life that was so amazingly lived, and it's just a reminder for us to keep being the light, to keep loving our neighbors.
Police are still looking for this 14-year-old, Stephen Joseph Marquez. He goes by Esco. Investigators say there was a disturbance outside the bar and Kidd tried to intervene. The shooting happened Wednesday and Kidd died 2 days later. This didn't happen late at night. The shooting happened around 6:40 in the evening. So just imagine this. People were sitting out on the patio, having a beer, having dinner when shots were fired. It's terrifying to think that that happened when there are really so many restaurants that are on this block. Live in Denver, I'm Kelly Rinke, 9 News.
Lightning started a fire today in Thornton that displaced more than a dozen people. It happened this afternoon at the Madison Park Apartments off 120th, just west of Colorado Boulevard. We spoke to a woman who was home when it happened. She says the moment the lightning hit, she heard a loud noise before she noticed the flames.
My whole house lit up like a big light in there, and it kind of shook. And then my son was in the shower and he came out and he's like, "Mom, there's a big light went into the bathroom," and you know, it was really scary. And I'm like, I think we might have got hit by lightning.
Once she noticed the fire, she was able to get out safely. No one living inside the building was hurt. A firefighter was treated for minor injuries and is expected to recover. After enduring a heat wave, we are finally getting some relief tonight in the form of 70-degree temperatures and a little rain even. We got to see a rainbow at the Loveland ski area. And Kathy Sabin is here now with the 9 News Weather Impact Team. Tell us about the change and our forecast.
The forecast, nothing but good news, Kim. I mean, after 102 last Friday, 99 degrees Saturday, 101 on Sunday, and 98 today, we had rain today and the beginning of a cooling trend. And as part of your Weather Impact Team, we have a new set of graphics. We're going to start declaring certain days Weather Impact days, and we're going to have graphics to kind of help us give you the information you need in terms of the timing of the impending event or storm, the impact. Will it be lightning? Will it be hail? Will it be heavy rain? We'll have that for you. And also maybe some advice on what you might need to do in the event that there is a severe weather threat. And so there's a fun new set of graphics that we'll be talking about to highlight the days and the times during the day that we'll need you to pay close attention so we can help you make good decisions to keep your family safe. How about today? How about temperatures cooling back to the mid-60s already with rain showers still on the radar? Now, some of the storms still have wind and lightning with them, which is not good news in a high fire danger scenario, but we will continue to see the chance for rain again tomorrow and Wednesday. So a nice shift in the pattern. Heavy rain in southeastern Colorado, a little thunder and lightning around Sterling. Storms have moved out of the metro area, but we will see the next round of showers start to develop west of town about 2 o'clock tomorrow. Severe weather threat remains well north and east of Denver tonight from Fort Morgan out to the North Platte area. And as we move into the overnight time period, temperatures are going to cool off. Well, we haven't seen the numbers come down into the 50s in quite some time. So details on that, another check of the radar coming up in weather in just a bit.
President Biden sat down with NBC News tonight to discuss questions about the race for president and his recent debate performance that's led to concern from Democrats that he's not up for another term. NBC's Lester Holt asked Biden if he'd watched that debate back.
I had a bad night. I wasn't feeling well at all. And I had been, without it making it, I screwed up. But
I just asked a question because the idea that you may or may not have seen what some of these other folks have seen. You're not on the same.
I'd have to see. I was there. I'd have to see it. I was there.
Biden is rejecting growing calls from Democrats that he step aside for a new generation of leadership. Lester Holt asked the president who he relies on for that advice.
You listen to on deeply personal issues like the decisions whether to stay in the race or not.
Me. Look, I've been doing this a long time. The idea that I'm the old guy, I am. I'm old.
Biden said his age is a fair point for voters to consider, as is, he said, his record as president. And he asked why the media is not more interested in Donald Trump's repeated lies during the debate. The most vulnerable Democrat in Colorado's congressional delegation still will not say if she thinks that President Biden should drop his re-election campaign. Our political reporter Marshall Zellinger tried time and time again today, but Congresswoman Yadira Caraveo would not say.
For a Colorado voter, do you think the president should run for re-election?
The president is running for re-election. He is our nominee, and so we will see what every other Colorado voter has to say in November.
You're stating a bunch of facts, but do you think he should be the top of the ticket? And I'm going to get to why that's important for you, particularly in a moment, but do you think he should be the top of the ticket?
It really doesn't matter what I think, Marshall. He is the top of the ticket. I don't think that what I say is going to change his mind.
We're asking because other Colorado Democrats have suggested that if Biden stays on top of the ticket, candidates like Caraveo will get wiped out. She won the newly created 8th Congressional District north of Denver 2 years ago by just 1,600 votes.
Tonight, former President Donald Trump made his first public appearance since the attempt on his life at his rally on Saturday. He arrived at the Republican National Convention tonight with a bandage over his ear where the shot went by. Donald Trump is now the Republican nominee for president. Trump secured enough delegates today at the RNC. Trump is scheduled to formally accept his nomination on Thursday. He is reportedly rewriting that speech to focus more on a message of unity following the attempt on his life.
Tonight, Donald Trump has his running mate. He picked Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. The 39-year-old was elected to the Senate in 2022. He is a former Trump critic who once said that Trump might be America's Hitler and said that anyone who voted for Donald Trump is an idiot. As Trump rose to power, Vance became one of his biggest defenders, echoing his populist MAGA messaging. Tomorrow, flags will fly at half-staff in Colorado to honor the man who was shot and killed at the Trump rally Saturday. 50-year-old Corey Compatore, volunteer firefighter and father of 2, died during the attempted assassination of former President Trump. The 2 men who were hurt in the shooting are still in critical condition tonight. We know that one of those men, 57-year-old David Dutch, is a Marine. He's had 2 surgeries after he was shot in the liver and the chest. The FBI is still working to figure out the shooter's motive. They've accessed the 20-year-old gunman's phone, but said that it hasn't been much help. Sources tell NBC News that his father called police after the shooting, worried that his son and his rifle were missing. A Democratic state rep from Denver is apologizing for a post he made on social media after the attempted assassination. Saturday, State Representative Stephen Woodrow posted, quote, "The last thing we needed was sympathy for the devil, but here we are." He deleted his account after his comment was widely shared and criticized. In a statement to Colorado Politics today, he condemned the assassination attempt on Trump and acknowledged that his words caused additional pain.
The Justice Department says it will appeal a federal judge's decision to dismiss the classified documents case against Donald Trump. The criminal case accused Trump of keeping hundreds of classified documents at his home in Mar-a-Lago after leaving the White House and trying to prevent the government from getting them back. The former president pleaded not guilty to the charges last summer. U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon, who was appointed by Trump, ruled today that the appointment of the special counsel, Jack Smith, violates the Appointments Clause of the Constitution and dismissed the charges against Trump.